Do you like cooperative campaign games or sci-fi fantasy games? How about games with an amazing character development that changes with the decisions that you make in the game? Well then, you're in luck because in today's video, I'm reviewing Rogue Angels, The Legacy of the Burning Sun. If you're new to the channel, typically how I do my reviews is I'll give you an overview of how this game plays, and I'll let you know what I like about the game and what I don't like about the game. So let's get this game to the table to see how it plays, to see if this game is right for you, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Now what I have here is a basic scenario set up for you guys. Keep in mind everything you're seeing is in prototype form, but what I really like about each scenario that you play, you have a turn tracker, and depending on the mission, it will tell you how many turns you have in order to complete that mission. So for this basic scenario, let's just say it's 3. That means we have 3 rounds once everyone takes a turn to complete the mission. There's objectives on the board that you will have to hack. There is doors and computer consoles. In every scenario, characters will start somewhere on the board. I have this set up right here. Here I have a character that I'm playing as. Mainly you're going to be playing cards in this game. However, there are still other actions you can do on your turn. I'll talk about that more in a moment. Now every player has a starting hand of 6 cards, and every card has a number on it, meaning when you play this card, it has to go in this action slot here, matching that number. Well, let me just kind of show you how this action tracker works. So if I play a 2, it has to go in this 2 slot. It cannot go in my 1 slot. If I play a 3 and I wanted to play another 3, it would actually have to go in the 4 slot because that 3 slot is currently blocked already with a 3. Now at the end of each round, you take an automatic rest action, and this will shuffle every card down to 1 slot. Eventually these cards will go back in your hand. Keep in mind that every character has different starting cards. Some of them are the same, but some are specific to that character. So right now I'm just going to show you the basic move action, and this means move 1 space. And because it costs 0, I can play it and it immediately goes right back in my hand, so I can play it again. You can only play 2 actions per turn, and I would move 2 spaces. You can move diagonally in this game. Now why I chose to move diagonally is because that's the fastest way to the door. Because remember, there is a turn tracker in this game, and you don't want to waste any of your moves because you only have those 2 actions per round. Now I'm just going to show you another character so you can see how different this one is from the other one I showed you. In this one, you can see how the focus is different and the shield is different. Now you start at full focus and full shield. Focus will let you re-roll any dice if you have an ability that lets you roll the dice, and shield will let you prevent against damage. Every character has their own unique ability. What I'm showing you right now is just the starting side, so once you get used to the game you can flip it over, and this is where you can see your personality traits, how you can adjust them. Certain decisions are going to be made based on your personality, so you might get a bonus option to choose if you are a certain personality type, and you'll be able to add more abilities later on. Again, so if I was playing as this character, I just kind of want to show you how to interact with an object. I would have to play a card that lets me interact with an object. This one costs 3, I would have to play this one. It also has a bonus of deal 2 damage to an adjacent enemy. I currently don't have any enemies around me, so I would not use that ability. Now hacking in this game is kind of unique. You have to pull from a bag and you have to get 3 matching colors. White is wild. Other than that, you have to get the same color. And this is push your luck because you're not always going to get the color you want, and you can only pull 3. And you want to make sure you stop because you don't want to pull too many colors from the bag and not have enough in the bag for later on. So I'm just going to pull whatever I pull and see what I get. 2 red, and look at that, I pulled a white. Now the door is unlocked, but that was 1 action I can do on my turn, and now I'll spend another action to move inside that room. That would be his turn, and then I just kind of want to show you how enemies work. You can see enemies' health points and if they have a shield or not. Typically, if they have a shield, they're a little bit harder to go through. But you can see how they have 4 health, 3, 2, and 1. They have movement on them, and they kind of tell you how much attack they can do and what symbol they are. Now, what's really unique about the enemies in this game, they are controlled by an AI deck. I'll show you that in a moment, but I just kind of want to show you the symbols here. So each mission will tell you how to set up the game and what AI system the enemies are going to be using. You're going to be matching the symbols on the enemies and how they move and attack with this AI system. There's a red and yellow side based on the type of enemy will determine which card you use. So let's say this guy was right next to me and he wants to attack me. So he would attack me. He attacks me for 1, so I would lose a shield. Now let me quickly show you what would happen if my shield ran out. I would gain wounds. And right here, this is a wound deck. And this is really cool because you pull a card, and what it would do is it would go in your action slot tracker based on the number that it is. So this really clogs up your action tracker because you have to rest in order to get rid of these wounds. So you never really die in this game, you just get to knowing to clog up your action slot. Now depending on difficulty, you can choose these different options if you want to play a harder mode or an insane mode if you find the game too easy. But each one of these will have a different effect based on the difficulty that you choose. So you can see when drawn is only when I drew it, and ongoing means it continues through the whole game. And if I drew another one, it would go in my 2 slot, meaning my next turn I would want to rest. Here's an example of another one I want to show you guys to see how different these are. Again, this one would go on my 4 track, so having it for a while. I just quickly want to show you guys other different maps. These are double-sided, and this will come in a book form similar to Gloomhaven Giles of the Lion. I just really love the artwork on this planet. This is going to be a different scenario you can play at. If everything I said so far sounds interesting to you, make sure you check out the link down below. I will have a link to the Kickstarter. It should be live by the time I post this video. If not, it's going live pretty soon. So let me just quickly clean this up, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts. Now, what I really like about this game is, number one, the fact there is tons of different scenarios, each of them having their own very different maps and how they are structured. Also, I really love the storyline and how the characters change on the decisions that you choose to make and how the personalities will change. And that will affect the decisions that you can possibly make in the future. Now, the mechanics that I really like is the fact that it has that countdown action tracker. So if you play a card that's really powerful, you have to wait to get that card back in your hand. By far, that's really unique, and I really enjoy this in a dungeon crawl game. Another thing I really enjoy about this game is the time tracker. This really means you need good communication, and you really need to work together in order to complete the missions before time runs out. Also, there is a fail forward mechanic in this game, so even if you fail that mission, you can still continue with the storyline and not replay that mission. It will just lead to a different scenario and different progression with your character. I also really like the fact that all the characters have different abilities, and not one character feels the same as another. So what do I not really like about this game? Well, personally for me, this game definitely hits all the marks that I like in a campaign game. But what I might see people not liking about this game is the fact that it is a legacy game, but keep in mind that this is only legacy in the sense that you're building your character, and how that character develops is how it's giving you that legacy element. Also, people might not like the sci-fi fantasy theme. I mean, that's completely up to you. I understand if you don't like that at all, but if you enjoy playing Mass Effect as a video game, definitely check this one out. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to absolutely destroy that like button. Check out this video right here to learn about more great games, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.